Their melody comes to me at a distance, nestles into the rustling synchronicity of the leaves, and their tune dances about the air, and then begins discordantly tap dancing on my spirit. Would it surprise you to find that I don't care for their vibrations? I find myself warding off the desire to flinch every time when I hear this sound. The tingling of wind chimes, a sound most find calming and beautiful, barrages my ears more like a ringing. Perhaps it reminds me of the faint sound of chains, and the ancestral spirits rooted in my being cringe at the clanging against bolts, against cages, maybe even each other. The dull ting of a thud against black skin covered in sweat as they crashed into one another. Panicked heartbeats serve as a baseline to the melodic sting of metal kissing metal as ill-fated black souls kiss death. Unknowing and mildly, I hear them, wind chimes, lilting in the branches, bathing in beams of warmth being emitted from blue skies. The glisten of the sun off their shiny metal sides reminds me of the light shimmering of the surface of the water. Long after the splash of struggles had dissipated, well after all the bodies have settled at the bottom of the ocean, the bodies we'll never see. Improper burials besiege my memory somewhere, somehow, but the recollection doesn't belong to me. Do you ever wonder if their souls have found rest? Or do they too become submerged in seafloor sediment? Are they still being held captive there, chained, waiting for the afterlife to be born free in the next? Does their consciousness float along the breeze? Do you think they meet in the wind that blows through the trees of which their relatives were hung? Or the ones who took that trip and made it but never made it? The twinkling softness of wind chime sounds so soothing to others, but it sounds like cold laughter to me, shrill. Their haunting melodies echoes in my mind like blood-soaked keynotes in the highest pitch of their frequencies. It sounds like music to you, but it sounds like mass murder and mayhem to me. I'm sorry. You just want to hang wind chimes, and I'm clearly managing my triggers. So buy and display them if you must. If you insist on getting wind chimes, consider ones that are wooden, please. And I promise not to give you a trauma poem about the floorboards of slave ships. Thank you.
Holy shit! Energy.